Hi, George Crump, George65 on Discord. Today I want to take you through how I use Jonathan's JG Clark's dashboard plugin. Obviously, very happy and love NotePlan, but the dashboard plugin really becomes the thing that pulls it all together for me as I work through things throughout the day. He's put an unbelievable amount of work into this thing and deserves a lot of credit, and certainly my sincere thanks for all the effort he's put forth here. Um, so yeah, let's jump in. First thing probably to do is just kind of show you how to get to the plugin. Click on your preferences, go to the AI and plugin section, and then usually the third one down or so is the dashboard. Um, if I obviously have it installed, if you don't, you'll see a little download button by it. I'm running version 1.1 right now, 1.1.0, and the little gear icon will take you to the preferences, and I'll kind of talk through that later on. But so that's how to get it. To start it, I use my Stream Deck, as everybody knows. I have a button that will activate this. I'll show you all the X callbacks I have in a minute. But for now, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Start the plugin, show dashboard, and it pops right up, and you can see the all the different categories and everything. What I should mention right off the bat is how well he's done at letting this resize to different capabilities. So I can see it very wide, very small, whatever makes sense. And you'll notice that in this window, the special settings, which I'll go through, is on the side, and then if I shrink it small, it comes up here, right? So very, very well done, very professional. Um, so let's take a tour through these things. So the today section obviously is tasks that I want to get done today. It will combine stuff that's in my today note as well as stuff that's on projects that are dated for today, either using the today command or the specific date. You can see that these are time block tasks. These two happen to be from my daily note, and these happen to be from projects. Things I like about this plugin is it'll show me the name of the note that it's referencing. And so this is great for me because I don't have to be very detailed in my task descriptions because I'll be able to see the project that it's related to right there. Now, let's go over here. Let's add a task. So you can also add tasks from this section. So you don't have to go back to NotePlan if you're somewhere else with it. So I can hit the plus sign and say, and say get barbecue sauce, and then a quick refresh here, and you'll see that that shows up now. So you can see I've got some plans for this afternoon. Everybody's welcome. I make pretty good beta back ribs. I do have to say. Now, you can also, of course, complete tasks from here. So I'm recording this video now, so I guess I can check that off and get rid of it. So you can see that that disappears. I can use this edit button here that's right at the end of each of these tasks to prioritize things. For example, getting this Zoom plugin set is kind of important to me. So I'll just move the priority up on that. And you can see that it does that for me automatically. So that's how that part works. Um, and in this edit section, I'll spend a little bit more time there. I can move I can move it forward a day, a business day, 2 days. I can move it to this week. I can add a week to it or add 2 weeks to it or move it to this month. Um, I can also move it to a note. I can change the priority up and down. I can change it to a checkbox if I want to. So all of those capabilities are there right from that one little icon. It's really great. So anyways, that's how all that part works. And then what I'll do is, so I'll just make sure my today list makes sense. Then I'll go to what I didn't get done yesterday. You can see I have two things that I didn't get done yesterday. Shame on me. And then I'll make a decision. Do I still really need to get those done? In this case, the answer to both of these is yes. So I could come in and individually edit every single one of these and move it to the today note. But I can use this new capability where I can move all of these to today with one click. And so I'll do that here. And you can see both of those tasks moved up there, and the yesterday section has disappeared. The other thing I like about this is it shows me tomorrow. So I can see into tomorrow. So I use this dashboard in three ways really. At the beginning of the day, I use to plan and organize my day. During the course of the day, I'll focus it down. I'll show you how I do that. So basically, only the today section is showing, and I use that to kind of run my day. And at the end of the day, I expand it back out again, and there I'm using it to plan tomorrow. Um, and so that's this is nice that it gives me this look in tomorrow. If that's a good task for tomorrow, I'll leave it there. If I wanted to change it, I could obviously again using this edit button here. But I'm good with exactly where it is. Um, this week is the way I use the this week category. So these are tasks that are assigned to the this week note via a reference. Um, and those, for me, the this week section is more aspirational. I really want to get them done this week, but there's not a specific day they have to get done. And so that's how that part works. And what I'll do typically every morning is I'll go through here and at least pick one of these and say, you know, I really need to get that done today. So I'll come into this one and move it to today. And then it'll update and you can see that it moved to today. And then I might say, you know, I not only do I really need to get done today, I really, really need to get done today. So I can upgrade it to a higher, uh, priority. I can do it one more time if I want to. So it's really a much higher priority. I can refresh this and you can see now it's back at the top. So very powerful from that perspective. So that's how I use this week. And again, the buttons are here again if I want to add a task to the specific week note. For this month, same thing, very aspirational. I'll check in on this. These again, just to keep them on my radar screen to think about them, stuff like that. I try to keep it pretty short, but these are things I want to think about for the month. Um, overdue tasks. Again, same idea. This is pulling tasks that I didn't, for some reason, reschedule from yesterday or whatever. And so I need to look at these and see what's going on. Again, I can use the edit button to reschedule them, or I could come in and say, you know what, I'll just move all of them. And so this one, either one would have been as fine because it's just one task, but I'll hit all to today and you'll see that that moved back up there as well. And again, that section disappears. The quick section is kind of interesting. That is the special category. Let me show you that in the plugin itself in the settings. If I scroll all the way down, there's a tag mention section. Now, I used to use this for hashtag next, and that would be like next items or next action in the getting things done system. My problem was there's a whole bunch of next things that it really had no value. So I use it for what I call quick tasks, stuff that I could get done today. There's nothing blocking it. And a lot of times I'll have a call and I'll have 5 or 10 minutes before the next call, and I'm able to just knock out some things real quick. And that's what these tasks are for. They're typically maybe take me 3 or 4 minutes to get done. And so that's what that is for. And that's how I use it. And so that's what that section does. And then finally, the projects themselves. So this is, again, I usually have a lot of this stuff triggered to Stream Deck keys, but these are the projects that are due for review today. I'm trying to set it up so I only have a few due each day instead of having 100 to do on Saturday, which is frankly kind of depressing. And so here you can see that I've got these 3 set for review. So I can click on these, go over to the note, and I can decide whether or not I want to review this. I did review it, and so I can use again, I've got a Stream Deck button for this, but if I was going to do it the old-fashioned way, I would, oops, apparently I can't spell review. I can hit here and finish project review. Right? And then that updates that. And so if I go back to the dashboard right here and refresh, we'll see that that'll disappear. You can also do that from here. I can just finish the review and move on. And so I'll do that. And then that one disappears, and same thing here. I can go in and just hit finish review. So that's a really nice capability to have. So I can quickly go through. Now, typically, if I'm not recording video, I'm actually going to look at all those projects. I actually had done that ahead of time. So then that section's all gone. And so now that's my morning setup. I've kind of looked at everything. Got a good thought of what I want to get done that day. I've time block tasks that I'm ready to get done. And now I'm honestly ready to attack the day. And then so what I'll do is I'll start turning off some of these sections. And so Jonathan has added the capability to do that from this window. You can use hotkeys. So, like for example, W will turn off the week section. M will turn off if I do hit the right key. Will turn off the month section, and yeah, and I can also turn off the tomorrow section. And so then that gets me down just to the stuff that I want to focus on. And then I usually run this on a much bigger monitor, and I'll shrink that down a little bit and put it up in the corner, and it'll basically stay visible most of the day for me. And I just kind of work on it. So, like I said, if I'm on my time block, I'll work on these. If I'm on my a break in between calls, I'll work on these. And then again, you click here, it takes you right to the task and to the note, and so you can do all the stuff that you need to be able to do. And then again, if I complete stuff and I don't necessarily need to do anything else, I can check these off as I go, right? So I actually worked on the budget this morning, so I can check that. And nice fade out look there also. So that's how that works. And then at the end of the day, what I do is I reactivate all these sections. So I'll turn on each of the views. Oops, got disconnected there. And I'm ready to start thinking about tomorrow. Now, hopefully, at the end of the day, I don't have a whole list of tasks to do, and there's just maybe a couple in here. I can use this button to move everything to tomorrow. I won't do that now because I actually do have to get these things done. But that's how I plan I call it my evening shutdown, and that's how I go through that process. So that's how all that works. It's a great plugin, very, very powerful. Um, I do want to show you the preferences because they are kind of extensive. So I'll bring that up. So you can set it up so referenced items are in a separate section. I go back and forth on this, honestly. Right now, as you can see, I'm not using it. But if I turned it on, went back to the dashboard and hit refresh, you would see that now these are in a different section. And so in this case, actually might be helpful because as you can tell, that's kind of like a shopping list. But generally speaking, I don't do that. Um, and so I just leave that turned off. I can tell it to ignore checklist items. I generally will do that because if I do use checklists, they're usually for things like a shopping list and things of that nature. Um, I can also tell it to ignore calendar sections with this phrase. So that hashtag quit, that's what I do there, right? So that way I can date a quick item. Let's say there's something I need to do next week that would be quick to operate on. I don't want to have to remember it. I just want it to appear. But I don't want it to go into the calendar section. Well, that's what this will do for me. It's almost like having a defer date. I love this capability. I use it pretty frequently. Um, if I want to include the context, so basically the note link for me, that's critical to be able to see the project names. Auto update, so we'll add the background trigger. I'll show you that here when it goes. So you can see it'll add this section to whatever note activated it. I also manually add it to my projects. Go back to the plugin here. If I want to exclude tasks or time blocks, I don't do that obviously, but you can do that here with both tasks and checklists. Whether or not I want to include folder name, I don't do that. If I want to limit the number of items to show in a section, I do that. I generally stay on top of this. It's not really a problem for me. Also, if you have a lower performing Mac, you might want to keep this limited just so you don't spend as much time waiting for the dashboard to refresh. I'm running on this system right here is an M2 Mac. I also have an M3 Mac. Both just perform fantastic. No issues whatsoever. So if you're running the latest Macs, you should see almost instant performance. If I do create a new task, where should it put it? It'll put it under the heading task, which is of course handy. I can set it to reschedule items in place rather than move. That's the rescheduling function. If I want a special theme just for the dashboard, you can put that in here. I'm good with my kind of global theme. what sections to show. So I have it set to show all the sections. It's the end of the quarter. That's why I don't have any notes showing up in the quarter section. Next quarter, that section actually be pretty big, which is a few days away from it. Overdue tasks. So show the overdue task section. If you've got lots and lots and lots of overdue tasks, you might disable this because it could take a while to render. I try to stay on top of it, so it's not an issue for me. How do I want the sort order to appear in the task? Well, I want it by priority, earliest from most recent. Do I want to update the overdue section when triggered? That's that trigger thing for me. Yes. Again, on a modern Mac, I just haven't seen any performance issues. This is where, again, I showed you that where I set up the tag mention section. And then I could also have it not include sections with a phrase in that section. So it gives you some flexibility there. And then if you want it updated again when triggered. So all that's built in, very, very extensive, lots of flexibility here. Love the tool. Been a game changer for me, frankly. I know it's an overused term, but it's the truth. And so I have got work to get done. So, one last thing I did want to show, I'm sorry, is how all the X callbacks, or at least some of the X callbacks work. So I have one note that I just kind of drop all my X callbacks in so I can remember them. Oops. So these are your toggles here. So this is how you would show it with toggle week, toggle tomorrow, toggle month, toggle overdue, or show the whole dashboard. And there's another one that'll turn everything on, which I actually had programmed to a button, but I didn't for some reason write the URL. But anyways, that's how you do that. And for me, I just attach those to a better touch tool action, which is then attached to a Stream Deck button, which I've showed in other write-ups. So, all right. So it wasn't as fast as I was hoping it would be to go through this, but it is an extensive plugin. I hope everybody has found this valuable. And again, Jonathan, thank you very much for your effort. Much, much appreciated.